Hello! Welcome to me showing you some drawing stuff. I'm really good at these intros, you know, I feel like they just keep getting worse and worse. I completed this little guy on a road trip I took last month. We basically drove from Pennsylvania to California and then back again. I'm not gonna talk about where exactly we went because you'll see it in here, but I just wanted to give you the lowdown before we begin, okay? Okay, this is a field notes sketchbook. Basically all I used in here were some brush markers and prismacolor pencils. Okay, let's just stop talking and get into it, shall we? So, the first page, I drew a picture of the car that we took. It was my friend's Mini Cooper. I kind of messed up on the front, so it kind of looks like a face, but it's okay. On the left side here, or is that the left? Yeah, that's the left. I pasted in my old America the Beautiful pass, which is a pass that you can use to get into all the national parks. And yeah, this one was expired, so I just kind of put it in here because I didn't want to throw it away. The next page, I basically just talked about driving and how things were going. We ran into like this really big storm and had to like pull over and stay somewhere because it was just really bad and we couldn't see anything and we were hydroplaning everywhere, and we were literally driving along the interstate and all the street lights went out and it was just a very scary time. But this was when all those tornadoes and stuff were happening in the Midwest area. So yeah, we left at just a perfect time, didn't we? Didn't see a tornado though, so. But yeah, this is basically just drawing along the road a little bit. I was in the passenger seat, obviously, but just drawing a couple things that I saw along the road. Nothing too interesting until we get to Kansas here, which I drew some sunflowers, which we didn't actually see any sunflower fields, but I felt like that was a very Kansas thing, so I drew them anyway. And then I drew a phone, and yeah, because basically we didn't do that much in Kansas, we just kind of drove through it. On this next page, I drew some cows that are pretty disformed, but it's okay. I drew a cow butt because there was a joke behind that, but I don't remember what the joke was. On this page, I pasted in a picture of the giant Van Gogh painting that's in Kansas. We got a pamphlet, so I just kind of ripped the pamphlet apart and pasted it in there. And then we just got some write-in about what we did. After that, we went to Colorado. So I put in a little Polaroid here of the sign, and then I have a receipt from the Rocky Mountain National Park, one of the, what do they call it? Guest centers? Visitor center? That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, because we buy stuff from every park that we go to, so I just thought I'd put the receipt in there because it looks kind of cute, honestly. Next, we have a quote from a little magazine that I think I got at a rest stop when we first got into Colorado, and then a postcard, which I collect postcards. I think they're just so cute. I love all the designs that they have, so I thought I'd put one in here because I just love the way that they look. Next, I did some little doodles from Boulder, Colorado, because we were in there for a short amount of time. So I just drew the mountains and then some trees. And then next I drew the scenic route that we went on when we were driving past I-70. Yeah, it was really pretty. We basically climbed to the top of the mountain, and we didn't know that we were going all the way to the top of a mountain. At the ground level, you know, on I-70, it was about 75 degrees, maybe 80. And when we got to the top, as you can see by this Polaroid, it was snowing. It started snowing really heavy when we got up there, and we were both dressed in like shorts and like t-shirts, and everyone else had on these like snow pants, and like they probably thought we did not know what we were doing, and we didn't. I didn't even know we were going to the top of this mountain. I just googled scenic routes in Colorado and found this one because it was closest to our route. But it was worth it. It was really cool, and the drive up there was super pretty. It was awesome. Then after that, we got to Utah. So I basically pasted in this Polaroid that was of the sunset, but it was too dark, and then I just wrote on it because, I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. So we slept in Utah, and then we went to Arches National Park the next day, and that was cool. And then we drove through Utah, and we saw Monument Valley. We just kind of drove past it. We didn't go into it. And then we went to Zion National Park, and that was really cool. I drew a picture of this deer because we were in the visitor center and just walking around a little bit. I think we were going to the shuttle, and literally like in the middle of the visitor center there's like this small area, and it has like grass and trees and whatnot, and there was literally just like a deer right there, and it scared the crap out of me. Like, it didn't care that there was all these people around. It was really cool. So after Zion, we started driving to Las Vegas, and on the way there we went to the Valley of Fire, which is a state park in Nevada, and that was really cool to see. It was very hot, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that. To the next page, when we went to Las Vegas, I just drew the Las Vegas sign because I feel like that's pretty iconic. And we didn't do a whole lot in Vegas, to be honest. It kind of felt like time stood still. And like eating was expensive in itself, so we didn't really want to spend that much money there because we had a whole like 2 weeks left of the trip, you know. But we stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel, so I kind of drew that in the top right, and our bathroom was really awesome, so I just drew a shower head because I wanted to remember the bathroom. It was so cool. We had a big tub and a huge like rainfall shower. It was just really nice. Anyway, then we went to eat at the Guy Fieri's restaurant that he has there, and it was really good. And yeah, the next few pages I just wrote about our time there. And then when we left Vegas, we went into California. And the first place we stopped was Death Valley National Park. So I drew the saloon that we ate dinner in there, and we saw a really pretty sunset over a mountain. And on the right side here, I drew some salt for the, like, what is it, Salt Flat area. And then I drew a skull because Death Valley. I drew a snake because I ran over a snake on accident. Okay, it wasn't on purpose, and I almost cried. It was horrible. And then I drew a thermometer because it was really hot there. It was like 102 degrees, but the ranger that we talked to said that we were there on a cool day, so I guess we got lucky. I don't know, I can't even imagine what it's like on a normal day there. I would probably have died. I'm not used to that, you know, I'm from the East Coast where if it gets to 80 here, it's kind of hot. Of course, it is humid here, so that kind of adds to it. But anyway, yeah, and then I drew a little crow because crows are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the next day we drove to Yosemite, and I drew our little tent that we had set up, and we stayed at Bass Lake, not Bass Lake. It's like I know not to call it base, but my brain does anyway. All right, so I wrote about that a little bit. We saw some wild turkeys and some deers at our campsite, so I drew that on the next page. And I drew the, basically the whole landscape of Yosemite. And I meant to add something on this right side, but I never did. I don't know why, I guess I just forgot. Then after that, I just kind of wrote about some stuff. I think I was having a moment, so I kind of wrote some really depressing things, but you know, sometimes that's how it be. Alright, after Yosemite, we went to the Sequoias National Park, We didn't spend that long there, but it was cool. It was really cool to see all the big trees and whatnot. Definitely something different. The road up there was very windy, and the next page, I drew the little red bungalow we stayed in. It was like an Airbnb for Joshua Tree, and it was pretty cute. If I can say so myself, it was really cute. They had a hot tub, and it was like, at night it literally only got down to like 85 degrees, but we still tried to get in the hot tub, and it was very hot, but it was fun. A cute place. And then the next page, I just drew some stuff from Joshua Tree National Park, and then I pasted in this little receipt thingy. It was like a tag from my friend's hat, and I just thought it looked cute, so I put it in there. After that, we started making our way home. Sadly, we took Route 66 back, and basically the first quote-unquote iconic spot that we stopped at was this Roy's motel place that I don't think is a motel anymore, but they had this cool sign. Oh my god, okay, anyway. They had this cool sign, and I think this is my favorite page in the book. I just like how simple it is, and the way the text is. It looks really pretty. After that, we went to the Grand Canyon, and that was pretty cool. We didn't get to see all that much because we didn't have that much time, but yeah, you gotta see it at some point in your life, you know what I mean? After that, we just went further up Route 66. I drew some ice cream because there was a lot of ice cream shops. I drew this car to kind of represent older cars. I don't know, it doesn't really look like an old car, but I tried my best. And then I drew this guy that we talked to. I think he runs the place called Gary's Gay Burrito, and I think he is Gary's son. I don't know for sure, but he was really nice, and he gave us postcards, and I wanted to draw him, so I did. And it doesn't really look like him, but it's okay. You'll probably never know. So, yeah. And then the next page, I just drew more things from Route 66. I drew the blue whale of Catoosa there. That was in, I think, New Mexico. Or no, that was in Oklahoma, just kidding. And then I drew the Blue Swallow Motel sign, which was in New Mexico. I drew some cactus, and then I drew this little symbol thing on the left that's on like the New Mexico license plates. And I drew this neon sign that said ice cream because that was in one of the diners that we ate at. Yeah, and that's the end there, my dudes. I have like 3 pages left, but I couldn't stretch it any longer. I probably could have if I tried, but it's okay. Alright, I think it turned out pretty well. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing the little doodles I made along the way. Alright, let me know if you liked it or if you didn't like it. Don't tell me if you didn't like it though, because that would hurt my feelings. Okay, bye!